Hey everyone, you're tuning in to Kopi with Wawan, a podcast interview series that brings different ideas together which aims to inspire people to look at things through a new lens. My name is Rizwan aka Wawan Yakawan. I'm a content creator and filmmaker who's interested in building ideas with the local and global community that I've been blessed to be a part of. Join me as I talk to people from all over the world about how to bring together ideas such as culture, tradition, faith, films, and the creative process to create an impact and better enrich our understanding of the world we live in.
Today's guest is your bro Taufiq, a fitness coach and influencer whose passion has helped his clients reach new horizons on their fitness journey, all from the comforts of their own homes. In this episode, we both discuss the concept of what it means to build strength in both the gym and outside of it. Thank you for tuning in this episode. I hope you guys enjoy it. The topic or the conversation I really want to ask you today, right? Like, what is that value of strength though? Like, why would somebody at 54 come to you and try to get fit, right? Because most people will say that, oh, look, you're 54. Like, don't exercise too hard. Don't, do anything like you're old now. Days of doing hard things were in your teens or 20s. So, yeah.
Actually, it's very easy to address those concerns. Actually, the older you are, the more reason that you need to get stronger. Right?
Okay.
And you do not need to like kill yourself to get stronger, to beat yourself like crazy. It's about just starting off slow and then gradually building on with that strength. You don't start off like with my clients, regardless of their age or how heavy they are. Because in my program, I give two versions. One is the more beginner friendly and one is the normal one. So for the people who haven't worked out before, they can do the beginner one and they can still get the benefit. Like I said earlier, you just need to do simple movements.
Right.
The problem with the big problem that we have right now is people just not moving. They live in a sedentary lifestyle, and that involves that plays a role on why people are not being fit. They are putting on weight. So this program, I intend to solve that problem, where an old client like mine, like 55, she can actually work out and be strong with just simple movements.
Right. No, and it's when you're talking about simple movements, you meaning like push-ups, kind of like sit-ups, basic squats.
So the thing about my program, I keep it very simple. The type of training that I prescribe in my program are purely body weight.
Pure
body weight training. So that is convenient because you don't need any equipment. You have your own body. And you might be surprised also that the typical movements that you might see on a random online workout would be like something that an old lady cannot do, like push-ups or squats all that stuff. Right?
I've seen videos where they say that beginners workout body weight and suddenly they go into a handstand or something, and I'm just thinking like what the heck is this?
Yes, correct. But the thing is, there is something called progression. So even the push-ups, like as we see, like the normal version that you would do with your knees off the ground, and then you just lower yourself. There's actually an easier version of that even a old makcik also can do. So it's about progression and setting that strategically so that they can start with the basic one and progress.
I really like what you mentioned about us leading very sedentary lives. We sit down a lot. Most of us, at least in our circles, we have desk jobs, right? We go to the office, we sit down for 8-10 hours a day or something like that. We're barely moving lah. Going back to macam just this question of us building strength, and that's basically what you're doing, kan? Macam I don't know, like personally, bro, I feel like it's, as you say, it's very relevant today more than ever, and it's because that we are leading such inactive lives. Like, whatever it is, your body is still your biggest tool, right? Macam, sure, the mind is a powerful thing, right? Nobody's gonna deny that, but macam it's a weird time lah. I feel that fitness has almost become like I know people who debate about it, bro. Like, you know, macam like legit, I have friends who say like, you don't need to work out. Macam, yeah.
It really depends on the objective.
Sure.
If you are okay, I mean, if you just want to have a normal, I wouldn't say normal. I mean, it really goes back to like, what do you want your body to look like and feel? If you ask me, do you have to workout is subjective.
Sure.
You know, it's simple of going for a walk, jogging, those are still considered workout to different people.
Right.
So if you are more towards a runner, right? Like if you are happy with just moving by just running, then that's
a
okay.
movement in itself, right?
You just need to move. So I'm okay if people tell me that you do not need to do push-ups or squats to get fit.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
But I would say you just need to move more, and you just have to find something that is suitable for you. You know, pointless if you were to just exercise like lifting weights in the gym, but you cannot be consistent with that, and then you end up giving up, and then you know you continue being sedentary, and then it just becomes worse.
Sure.
Rather you find something that fits you. Maybe it could just be for a walk, running, or even sports.
Right.
Right. Just as long you move.
Right. Now I know a lot of people who prefer sports and walking
that's fine.
over
No
anything
problem with
else.
that.
So you're not one of those guys who shame somebody for not lifting weights or not.
To me, I'm glad that I have reached into this perspective. There's no absolute in terms of fitness.
In terms of fitness,
You know, there's no absolute.
Sure.
That you do what works for you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So but the key is, how do you maintain a good physical activity in your life so that you become healthy? So, and there's so many ways to do that. You just have to find one that suits you, because no one will debate with you that you know you need to move. You know, everybody agrees with that. You need to have an active state of movement to make sure that your body functions properly.
Right.
But however way that you want to do that, that's up to you. You can do sports, you can go to the gym, you can go for, there's this one method that I actually found from one of my community groups on Facebook.
Okay.
Alright, and she calls it the Katada method.
Katada method.
You know what that means? It's basically kejar anak, tangkap anak, dukung anak.
Oh my god. that sounds almost
like
like
some Japanese something,
god.
right? But actually
Yeah.
it's so funny, right? So but she actually written some testimony on her own, like how she actually went from like a little bit oversized, and then she actually got into a pretty good shape,
right,
just through dieting and doing this Katada method. You know,
wow.
She didn't say that, oh, I exercise, go to the gym, or I do sports. No, I just catch my kids.
It's like,
and
oh my god,
carry my
you know
kids.
what this reminds me of? I think there was a scene in Rocky where he was asked to chase the chicken. Then macam like,
that's a form of physical activity. You might, for probably a person who doesn't have that understanding, it might be like, oh, this guy is chasing chickens. It's nothing. But actually, you are like doing some cardio there.
It's a motion.
You are burning calories.
Yes,
you are moving, right? You're building stamina just by chasing a chicken or chasing your children or
kids, right?
And you just have to move.
You have kids, right? So you know how fast they can go.
And it's tiring.
It is very tiring. It's very tiring. You look
You
away. You
just look at them, you get tired also.
Oh my god, no.
So can you imagine the physical activity that you can do with them? So
sure.
Whatever it is, you just have to find a reason on what you can do to start moving, because that is what's gonna help you to be active.
Okay. So I'm quite interested in a few things that you do, right? Because you started with your fitness journey a while back. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was almost 10 years ago you got into calisthenics first, right?
Yeah.
It was only recently that you started doing it again.
Correct.
And there's one very key thing that I kind of like to extract from you actually, bro. It's your morning habits. You actually wake up super early in the morning. Is that a thing that you're still up to right now?
So
you've been consistent with that.
Basically, when it comes to the morning routine, I think one thing that is mainstream right now is waking up at 5 and
I'm not sure how mainstream it is, dude. Like I hear people talk about it. I don't think I know anybody.
I think it's starting to. If you're looking at the Western culture, it's like a thing now. You wake up at 5, you meditate and you exercise.
It's the whole thing.
It's
funny
right?
because as Muslims, tahajjud is a thing. We were taught to do that for like now the Westerners are like saying
they just like
they package it nicely.
Package it.
They package it very nicely.
But for me, it's you can still live a pretty good life without getting into those kind of habits or whatever that you want to call it.
Sure.
It's just that you have to find something that is meaningful to you and you just do it on a daily basis. So to answer your question about the morning routine, that really depends on what time I wake up. So if I wake up and there's 2 times. It's either I wake up around 2 something or I wake up at 6. So if I wake
you
up
say 2 something?
2 something like 3 like that.
3 a.m.
3 a.m. Yeah.
What?
But yeah. Serious. So but I would say I sleep early compared to a lot of people. I try to go into bed like about like 10 something.
I see.
But it's possible, bro. It's possible.
3 a.m.
Yeah. So when that happens, then as a Muslim, I would really take advantage and try my best to do the night prayers. Now I don't have the scientific explanation to that, but just based on my experience, if you have the opportunity to actually give yourself some time praying at that middle of the night, that last third of the night, it just sets you up for the rest of the day. I mean, this is based on my experience.
That's fair.
It's just so happen like you are just more energetic, productive. I don't know the scientific to that, but if I have the opportunity, if I were to wake up at that time, I would really use that time to do the night prayers, and then after that, I don't stay up after that.
You go back
to bed, and then you wake up at 6, which is still quite early, and you just do your thing. Do your thing, right?
Bro, okay, so here's the thing though. In this practice that you do, you wake up. I swear I don't know anybody who gets up at 2 or 3 a.m. to do the nap prayers. I know my mom tries to get up at 5 every other day.
Right.
I am struggling to even get up by 7. A few minutes before like Fajar, and that's really, it's a daunting task. Like, it sounds simple. It sounds like you set the alarm and you get up and you just can't do it. And I feel like, and this camera, this is, it requires a kind of strength that goes beyond lifting weights lah. So
correct.
I don't know. Do you feel like building strength for you outside the fitness punya ni also means from a mental and a spiritual punya sense juga?
Okay. Actually, when it comes to waking up, if you say around like earlier, we're talking about like 3 o'clock in the morning, right? I guess if you set your mind that you really want to wake up during that time,
right?
And I think it's better that you have some information before you even set that as an intention. So for example,
some information.
Yes, let me share this with you. Like, you need to know what are the benefits that gives you when you stand up praying at the last third of the night. I'm just touching this a little bit on the surface, if you're okay with that.
Sure, no worries.
So it's basically the time where, as Muslims, we believe that that Allah will actually He would call out to those of His servants who are awake during that time, asking for forgiveness. So wouldn't you want to be one of those people? right?
Okay.
So when you hear that, it gives you goosebumps, right? You feel that, wow, and when I say information, it's basically it has to back up by the sayings of the Prophet,
Sure.
so that you know why is it like this, why we have to pray at night, what are the benefits, what are the virtues. When you know that, then you feel more motivated. Then it becomes slightly easier. But I'm not saying that's easy, because even sorry if I just quickly touch on this. Even Allah said in the Quran, I mean, if anyone is watching this, you should take out the Quran and you should try to read the chapter Surah Muzammil.
Sure.
Okay?
Cool.
That is the chapter where Allah actually describes the night prayer.
Okay.
Okay? So when you actually see some of the verses, it actually says that the night prayer is a very heavy thing to do, actually. It's a very hard thing to do. So, which is why it's hard. It's hard. But when you do it, right, it's always fulfilling.
Sure.
Right? So you just need to have the information so that you are motivated, and then you try your best to actually do it. And if you don't, it's okay. There's
of course, there's a lot more other things that go into that, right? But I feel that it's a very common tradition as well, that waking up, either I'm not sure what the hours are called. Is it the blessed hours or the auspicious hours? In terms of the Hindu, the Buddhist tradition, they really talk a lot also about those hours of not just necessary. I don't know if it's enlightenment, but there's something special about those hours, And in the Western productivity world today, they talk about you're able to produce more because your mind is just like, it's a lot more relaxed, and there's so many ways around it, right?
For me, I wouldn't want to comment much about that, because that is not my expertise.
Sure.
But I just think that
from your perspective,
from my perspective,
the Islamic
if you really want it badly,
right,
you would do it. Okay. So coming back to your question earlier also, there's being mentally strong has something to do with being physically strong as well. For me, I alhamdulillah, I feel that I have it kind of rather easy, because when you say about being physically strong, I just equate it to exercising, right? And I enjoy it, so it doesn't take a mental toughness to actually go through a workout. It's no problem for me. But there are some other people who have challenges to needing the exercise. So are you saying that they are mentally not strong or something? No. To me, I just think that mental strength and physical strength is two different things. Because I can tell you, I mean, for me, mental strength, in my perspective, is about an example, saying no to temptation, right? You can have a guy that is like super strong, but still addicted to something, right? Addiction, right? So that strength, when you are physically strong, doesn't guarantee that you are mentally strong. Like what I said in my definition, being mentally strong is being able to resist and saying no to temptations or any bad habits that would even make you feel like crap, feel even bad. So it's just two different things. But I would say, if let's say in terms of getting fitter, right, it's all about progress. You don't have to be mentally strong, but you just have to be disciplined. So, and that is something that I really stress in my workout program. Is it has a schedule, it has a plan. And this to me is a life changing thing for me, especially in fitness, is because when you have a plan, you just have to follow. You don't have to think about anything. All you know is, like what I guarantee my clients is, when you do this program, by the end of the program, you're going to get results. So you just have to follow only. You don't have to think about anything. So when you have that certainty that I just have to do all this, and then I will get the results, then it doesn't take a strong mental to actually just go through it.
That's quite interesting. Okay, because usually from what I always gathered and from my understanding is always that, you know, with physical strength, mentally you become stronger as well. And there's a correlation.
It helps.
It helps. It definitely helps. Right? But I also kind of like your perspective where it's not necessarily the case. And because, you know, there are so many stories of guys out there who can like lift heavies, but as you say, like, they probably have a lot of vices, demons inside that they're not dealing with. That and it's so it's cool that you're saying that there's a program you start from small, right? You know, and you build up towards it, and it's I feel like it's also a bit there's a for me personally, I think it's a healthier way to look at it, right? Because you have the David Goggins of the world. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the ex-Marine guy. And I, don't get me wrong, he definitely, there's a lot of value in what he preached. But also I think for somebody who doesn't really exercise, who doesn't really, or who just wants to make that small step, right? And they hear this guy who talks about, because he talks about there's no finish line, bro. That's his philosophy. To him, life is about suffering, and it's just about like going through this kind of gruesome, you know, lifestyle.
Yeah, I understand.
I think there's value in that, but it will scare a lot of people off.
Yeah, of course.
So, but imagine your 54-year-old client. If she heard like, life is about suffering, I'm supposed to keep
like start that program.
Yeah, she's not gonna start the program, right? She'll just be like, no, forget this. You know.
Yeah, correct.
So,
correct.
Like you. How did you build that kind of like, you know, just to kind of very quickly share, like me personally also, I've been on both ends of the scales in terms of, you know, I try to do something, whether it's a workout or learning a new skill, you go overboard. What happens is, for me, I tend to burn out after that, you know. I learned the hard way that actually there's value in like taking your time with certain steps and then build up and let yourself and your skill decide when it's time to kind of push to the next level.
Correct.
How did you develop that mindset? Like, how was it? Yeah.
I would say let's not talk about me, but I want to talk about my clients, because my clients are mostly women,
right?
And some of them are aged women, and it's very interesting thing if you want to talk about them, because it wouldn't cross your mind to see a 55-year-old lady who's excited about working out.
Okay.
Can you imagine a 55-year-old lady who is like so pumped up now to do bodyweight training? Like, can you imagine like she's like doing squats and like jumping jacks, all that stuff, and working out harder than young adults? You will want to know, how did she get there?
Okay.
Right. So for me, to be honest, with this specific client of mine, she didn't start like that.
Okay.
In fact, she took some time. She was talking to me. She had some concern, and I explained to her. I know it's normal to have that kind of uncertainty of like probably not being able to be disciplined or motivated, or like you said, burn out.
Yeah, you burn out. Yeah.
But for me, the solution to that is, as cliche as it might sound, you need to have a plan. Okay, and this plan has to be progressive. So with my clients who even don't have, and most of them don't have any training experience, especially when it comes to bodyweight training, you know, don't even say calisthenics to them lah, bro.
Sure,
Orang tak faham lah, right?
Right? We're talking about basic.
Because I don't even say bodyweight training when I try to educate people about this. I just say home workout. It's just it's easy. It's
no
simple. It's simple to understand that. You just need a chair, maybe.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it. So and once you actually realize that you have a plan and it's progressive, but of course, breaks are important as well. Like, you cannot be working out 7 times a week, right? You need to strategically put your routines accordingly with different intensity, so that your body can recover on time with the rest. So it's very strategic. Inside my program, I do it like that. So most of my clients have no problem with just following it without being burnout. So to answer your question, it's really about having a plan that is sustainable.
Yeah, but you also kind of need knowledge to go around that. You know
of
what
course,
I mean? Like
Yes.
because like you said, I didn't know any better. I would just go into, if I read that, that guy did 300 push-ups to get his physique, I would try to do 300 immediately, right? And that, and it's a tough thing, like, and of course the one way is you get a personal coach, but at the same time, if you're the type who's willing to continuously learn and also kind of think about, that you may be wrong and there might be another way to go about it.
Sure.
But that never occurred to most of us, like I said, you see, so and so did that amount.
Yeah, sure.
I should do terus. But what you're saying is that your clients would start, say, maybe with 10 first, if they're at that level.
Correct.
Maybe a different client will start with 50 or
Correct. There has a progression, and with that way they can be motivated. Even like one of my clients mentioned to me that this program actually changed her mindset.
Right.
When it comes to being healthier and more physical active. I would say that a lot of Malaysians, and we're talking about the mass people. We're talking about like the mass Malays. I can tell you, bro, a lot of them, they do not have quite a deep, not to say deep, just a basic understanding on how to be fitter.
Right,
for us, maybe we have it, slightly easier because,
you're the fit one, bro. I'm like, I just know how to stay active. That's about
at
it.
least you try, like.
But I know what you mean, and maybe because, I don't know, because I'm naturally like a nerd, so I tend to do a lot more reading.
Correct,
than
but
like,
not everyone's like that. And
It's
most
true,
Malaysians, I can tell you, they are not like that. You have to like really.
They
show
may
them
not
on
understand
how to
that they're missing a certain information when they got that information, right? They don't understand context of like, and look, I've been there. Like I say, like I would, if I didn't know any better, I would have watched a beginner video and think to myself, like, oh, that's beginner, then I'm not gonna try this, right? But bro, okay, so if you were to give any kind of like, just right before we wrap up, like any kind of piece of advice to Malaysians out there, especially with the current climate, if they wanted to start out just them by themselves, like what would that advice be,
Okay. I ideally is to find a reliable coach that can guide you.
Right, yeah.
Because that would save you a lot of time and mistakes.
Right.
Right? You might just have to invest, but trust me, with the right person, the investment can save you a lot of time and mistakes.
Sure.
Right? But if let's say you cannot, if let's say, you're not ready for that, and that's fine. Which is why I'm here probably to give some tips. Hopefully can benefit to those who are watching, right? To start being fit, right? You just need to know 3 things. Okay. One is diet. Know what you eat.
Okay.
Right. You can never outrun a bad diet. Right?
Yeah. You can.
But at the same time, you need to enjoy life. So my tip is really just follow the 80-20 rule. You try to keep 80% of your meals as healthy as you can. And the other 20, you use it sparingly. If you need to enjoy some comfort food, go ahead.
Yeah.
Having a little piece of cake just for the taste,
why not, right?
Every day, that's fine. And you have to respect your craving. You have to respect your hunger. But don't cross the line. Jangan melampaui batas.
Of course.
Because if you do that, if you don't control your food, then your body will be out of control.
It's true, but dude, like just recently, I've just changed up my diet, just a small tweak, right? That I'm having like a very heavy breakfast right now, and it's like healthy, like you have like whatever chicken or lamb and like veggies. Like my energy level has changed, man. Like really, and it's just, and I haven't even been strict, like, oh, I can't eat cakes or I can't eat whatever, but just the fact that, okay, first meal of the day, you get the right nutrients in. The rest of the day, you're like, fine. Like, if the malam I want to have a double cheeseburger, McD, like, tak ada hal lah.
Okay lah, but I would say like, just don't go overboard.
Of course lah.
So that's the first thing, diet. And then the second thing is, physical activity.
Right.
You just
move
have to
around.
choose one that you enjoy.
Yeah.
You know, if you enjoy running, you go for running, but you do it consistently. You know, 3 to 5 times a week, probably about 30 minutes a day or something like that. Doesn't take much. Because when you exercise, that is just to stimulate your body. The most of the changes come during when you're not exercising,
Right.
When you are outside the gym or when you're not
Resting.
working out, resting.
Okay.
That is a very important time. So those are the time where you need to pay attention to diet, right? What you eat, and also keeping rather high physical activity, like just moving around just by walking. And lastly, the third one is get enough sleep.
Right.
You know, like
It's
about
three basics,
7
yeah.
to 9 hours a day. Sleep is very important. It's to stabilize your hormone and
Yeah.
also to help you, burn fat. You know, if I'm telling you right now, just
Yeah.
sleep enough, it helps you burn fat. Are you gonna sleep enough now? Yes, okay,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Get some
right,
sleep,
right,
right?
right.
So those three things that if a person who wants to start, they should pay
They should pay
attention.
attention to these three things.
Yeah.
Not too bad. Not too bad. It's the hardest three things though.
Yeah, but you start small.
It's true. It's true.
Ah.
I feel like the movement part is the easiest out of the three, honestly.
Yeah,
Like,
which
personally,
is why
because, like-
now like it's starting to get famous where people are encouraged to do like 10,000 steps a day.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So
okay.
that helps.
It helps,
That helps.
okay. Alright.
But just start by moving more
betul.
than what you are doing right now. You know, if
That's
you're not
right.
moving much now, try to move more.
That's fair. That's fair. Alright, bro. Thank you so much for your time, man. I
You're
think
welcome, man.
that's all the time that we have for this episode. Okay. For those of you guys who are watching, if you are not sure where to find Bro Taufiq, you can find him on Instagram.
Yeah.
Mainly, that's
Yeah.
your main
I'm
page,
very
right?
active on Instagram right now.
Yeah,
You can
right.
look for me at your bro Taufiq.
At your Bro
maybe you can
Taufiq. Yeah,
set it in
we'll have the link down in the description box for you guys to check
so
him out.
if anyone have like questions related about fitness or diet, I'll be more than happy to attend to that. You can just find me and DM me.
Alright. Okay, cool, bro. Thank you so much. I'll see you around on the next episode maybe, or the next video or something.
Next episode we do like a workout.
We'll do a
video or
workout
something.
video. Oh my. Okay. I'll watch you do yourself now.
Okay, cool.
Anyways, alright. Thank you guys. Till the next episode of Kopi with Wawan. Bye guys.